This is good. This is Jeff.
Is this how
This
it
is
actually
Jeff.
sound? This sounds terrible.
I know.
I know. God.
All right, we'll try this again.
Check. That was good. What's that one?
That one.
That one.
Go to here.
But now I'm like super loud in my own ears. I want to whisper.
Check.
All right, are we ready to redo
Yeah, are you guys
it?
all on here now?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. They're doing, yeah.
This is a really good start.
I feel like if I
here we
talk
go.
normal, it's going to be so
So remember
loud.
when you said
No, you're
earlier, and I said, I've done 9 of these, and you said, oh, you must got this figured out by now. Turns out, no, still haven't figured out. So I'm trying my best, apparently. I have mine turned up way loud, too. Anyways, I think we're back to normal now.
Check.
All right. Do I redo the whole intro?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we just give it a fresh start. Here we go.
No hesitation at all. Welcome to the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast, brought to you by Wensco Sign Supply, the #1 podcast in the sign and graphics industry for news, events, new products, and customer success stories. If you want to know what's going on or you want to grow your sign shop, you're in the right place. Here is one, some, or all of your hosts, Mike, Tyler, and Domingo. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Slightly Serious Sign Podcast. This is part 2 of the ISA recap. We can't figure out how the mics work. I don't know what I'm doing here. We're obviously still not in the studio. We're here live at ISA. This is the final day of the show. We're doing an ISA recap to start. The next few episodes that you'll see will all be ones that we shot live from the floor at ISA over the previous 3 days. So hopefully you guys enjoy those, but we're going to do the ISA recap first. With some returning guests and one new one. So, Jeff, you want to introduce yourself, who you are?
Yeah, for your big ISA recap, I know you needed to bring the big guns. So you got 3 guys from IT Supplies to give you the full street beat on ISA 2026 in Orlando. So I'm Jeff. We got Andy. Say hi, Andy.
Well, it's good to be back. Thank you for having me back.
I'm happy to have you back.
Yeah,
I'm glad
thank you.
this all worked out. So.
Yeah.
And the closest thing we could find to Mike Hull is one of our sales reps, Will Milleville. So welcome, Will.
That's got to be a compliment, right?
Hold your mic up, Mike.
I feel like now I have to
There
whisper.
you go. No, it's
Like,
perfect.
like I'm your conscience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's how it works, though. Yeah, it's like you're talking into your own brain. It's kind of a weird thing, but
We're about to dye Will's hair red and grow his eyebrows out.
Yeah.
So that
He
he
has to
looks just
take-
like Mike.
And I completely stopped working out, so I'm going for the full look.
no, you have to take a bunch of whole pre-workout until your face turns red, and then you have to maintain that skin
gotta
color
hold it.
forever. Yeah, it can never go back to the normal color again. So
Mike strikes me as a guy that says brother a lot. Does he?
Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, I feel like he'd be a good, like, hell yeah, brother.
God, he just passed.
Hulk Hogan.
Mike? Oh, okay. I was like, oh, Jesus.
No.
I saw him the other day.
No.
He's here today. I feel like he came by today. Anyways, so we're gonna do an ISA recap and probably other stuff that happened at the show. So you guys had a booth. We just got to walk. Do you guys want to say what it was like to have a booth at least to start? What was the flow like? Busy, slow, good, bad?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because Printing United was here 6 months ago in the exact same hall. So you have like this memory from 6 months ago of that show, and you can like really put into terms who was here, who wasn't here, what was the traffic like, flow like that. What did you think?
Definitely not up to Printing United in terms of number of exhibitors, amount of traffic. I think being at the same location 6 months after our biggest show is tough to follow. That said, we had one really good day, I think, at the show Thursday, second day.
Yeah, yesterday was great.
It was really good. A lot of traffic. But the 2 sandwich days were pretty light. So,
I mean, it feels like they definitely shrunk the show, right? They brought everything in.
And they just definitely had less booths.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally. So ISA was here 2 years ago then, and last year or 2 years ago, it went all the way to the back of the hall where you guys were, right? It went all the way back to that wall almost. I mean, there was probably like 10 or 20 feet back, but this year it literally just cut off. It was literally just one row, like where the middle piece comes out. Last year it went back on both sides, and this year it didn't go anywhere. And they said it was the same amount of exhibitors. I mean, I feel like somebody could probably have just added that up and see whether that was true, but they said it was just a bunch of people with smaller booths, which I mean, could have been true because I know the 2 that we know all had smaller booths than they previously had at the show. So maybe part of that is true, but it definitely felt like a lot smaller. I mean, we could have walked the whole show in an hour and a half probably, which is kind of crazy for an ISA for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely more manageable to walk the show in a amount of time that seemed reasonable. It wouldn't take you more than one day. You could do it in half a day.
Yeah.
But I do think there was like serious buyers, people like ready to like make decisions. And just from like the distributor side of things, we love new technology, but sometimes when there's a bunch of new technology being launched or coming soon, then people are hesitant to make decisions. So this show was nice because there's refreshed equipment in the past 12 months that is in booths, ready to ship. People can buy it, and that just makes things a lot easier of a conversation versus, hey, I think I heard something else is coming, or this thing they're showing will be ready in 6 months. And so I think we were appreciative of that, and that was a positive.
Yeah, the new launches were super limited, which I actually feel like was a win, instead of like before where it's like, oh yeah, here's every option, every printer you had last year, none of those are new anymore. Got all new ones now. So that felt like a win, but it's good to hear that. Do you think that was because it was slower, or do you think just only the people that were interested in buying are the only ones that came?
I think sometimes when there's uncertainty in the just air, the people that make the investment to come are coming because they're serious and they want to make a decision.
Yeah.
And we were talking just about the advent of podcasts and videos. People are making It
used to be that you'd come to a show because you wanted to see the Mamaki and the Roland and the Epson. You'd compare them at the show or whatever. Yeah. And now a lot of that comparison is being done online with video or whatever. And so people are coming to the show already kind of knowing what they want to buy. And so they're more prepared, more qualified and ready to go, I think.
Do you think, I mean, we're in the space of doing that, right? Is making videos to get people educated on what printers they want to buy. Do you think they're coming in knowing what they want to buy and it actually being the right printer?
That's what I was going to say. It actually makes it harder because now they come in with all these preconceived notions and ideas and things they saw online. And this one YouTube channel had this. And now I'm almost like playing defense the other way of like trying to correct something they believed to be true because it was online.
Yeah.
So it poses more poses? Help me out.
Poses.
Both of those words
poses more challenges.
Yeah. No,
Poises does not work.
I mean, it would have worked for the purpose of people understanding it. That doesn't mean it was right.
As I was putting that together in my head, I'm like, think of a different word. Poises. It poises is more issues.
Porpoise.
You did, in fact, think of another word, just maybe not a real one, but that's no. We were talking about this morning in a podcast that we did about how when people are asking like any of the AIs that are out there right now for opinions on this, sometimes the information that comes back is just like, you're not even close. I don't know what you're getting this information, but people are taking that as fact and then bringing it and being like, oh, this is the machine we need. Mm-hmm. And you're going like, it seems kind of odd, but we can kind of walk through this. What do you need? And finding out that it's not even close. So
I mean, I get that a ton just in the day-to-day workday.
Yeah.
Well, ChatGPT said, and I'm like, well,
yeah. I mean, if you've used it long enough, sometimes it just makes up answers that it has to fill in the gaps somewhere, and it'll just find what it can. So.
You just have to ask it, "Are you sure?"
Yeah.
And then you get a totally different answer.
You'll backpedal immediately. Sure? It's like, well,
my favorite one is if you ask it like, "I think you got this wrong," right? When it does get it wrong, and it's like, "Oh, sorry," and then it just proceeds to re-give you the same answer it gave you before. You're like, I don't think it knows what it's doing here. But yeah, I was just curious what your guys' opinions were on that, on people coming to the show, and if they're feeling like they're coming knowing what they want to buy, and if that's actually the right thing or not. And it feels like some yes and some no from what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, overall, I don't think it was it was a disappointing show.
No.
We showed up. Was it a show where you were like, holy cow, it was so much more than I thought it was going to be? I think it was right around what we thought it would be. Maybe traffic was less, but buyers were there and ready to make decisions. So I was pleased with the show. And as most people that do trade shows know, you're already signed up for next year's show a month before this show happens. So we'll see you next year at ISA in Vegas.
Hope next year's good. Yeah, no, it is funny coming off of Print United and then seeing this one, right? But also Print United has a whole bunch of customers that, aren't in our space at all, and they're still walking through and still eating up someone's time just because they're curious and want to talk to you. So it might be a benefit to lower traffic for some of these, but someone who walked the show, I mean, there was times where you had to squeeze by people in the aisle, and then there was times where you would look down an aisle and you wouldn't see a single person, which was interesting. And it was funny having walked the show and you talk to one person and they'd be like, oh yeah, we'd be slammed. And then you'd talk to somebody on the other side and they'd be like, I haven't seen anybody all day. And it just felt like it came in big waves.
Yeah.
But most of them came on day 2 all at the same time, and not a lot came on day 1 and day 3. So interesting. But is there anything new and exciting you guys saw at the show?
Yeah,
you got out and walked more, I think, than we did. But there was a couple things that were like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like to walk all the shows we go to in full because one, there might be people like vendors we work with that I can say hi to and check in with, and I'm always looking for things that are new. HP had a solid booth. It was a little further back in the show than maybe normally when you walk in, and HP's like right there in the front. They didn't have anything I would say that's new or groundbreaking to show, but they just released all their printers. So they have that 630 that's been out almost maybe for 2 years now. But then the 730, 830 is out for a year, and the 530 is out for a year. And they've been making some advancements to some of the larger printers like the FS series, but there was nothing earth-shattering at ISA from them as one of the major players. But Epson had some really cool stuff. Some of the stuff came from a show in January on the DTF side, which everyone loves talking about. Yeah. But then they had the
V4000. That got a lot of interest at the middle of their booth. Yep. Smaller UV flatbed, kind of the people are familiar with the V7000 4x8 flatbed. A more manageable kind of compact size version of that, which we had a lot of customers who, especially for ADA signage, braille, that kind of thing, building up textures, it fits a cool niche at the around $50,000 price point. So
yeah, and it fits in a 10 by 10 space total, and it looks a lot smaller because the whole head moves, right? So when you're standing next to it, it's only barely bigger than the bed size. But yeah, it's cool. I wish they would shrink the size of the door it fits through. It feels, when you look at it, you think this should fit through a smaller door, and he's like 72-inch door, and I was like, oh dang it, that's too big. But yeah, it was cool to see it run. The speed seems good for the size that it is and for the price point that it's at. So yeah, that's what I saw in the Epson booth as well for that.
Yeah, I think you have that V4000. Then they had their G90, which is their 64-inch DTF printer that can now run dual roll, which they're not known for doing dual roll printing
at all.
I don't think they have another one.
Yeah, and I think conservatively they're talking 3 times faster than the G60, but I mean I think there's some modes where it could be 5 times faster than the G60, and that should be shipping this summer. And then they have their solvent printers, the S series. So they have the S71, 81, 91, which they've shown at shows. But I mean, this is the first big show where they're all like shipping. They're ready to go. If you want to make a decision, you have price points, and you could like have one in your shop in a week.
Yeah, I feel like they showed the 7170. I feel like just came at the last show. Is the first time we saw it at a show. So this is the first time it's been there and ready and available. You did forget the big thing that they showed, and I mean big.
Oh yeah,
in their booth, which is regular height
equipment.
Yeah, you did forget about that. So, yeah, that was exciting to see. I mean, I don't know if you guys have loaded those machines. Not fun at that level, but the lift kits are nice. Apparently you need to buy it ahead of time because you have to lift the entire thing off, take the legs off, put the adapter on, and then put the legs back on. So
here's the skinny on it. You would want to buy it at time of purchase. It's only like $400.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And if you buy it at time of purchase, you actually assemble the printer differently and never have to lift it in a different way.
Yeah.
So you're just putting legs on, and that's really nice. People that say, hey, I have a printer and I want to lift it, I would say buy another printer and get your distributor to do that while they're out there.
Yeah. Jeff said he'll pick it up, though, if you want to buy the lift kit. You can buy it at Wensco. We'll send Jeff in to just pick it up and put the legs on. It should be fine. Yeah.
Jeff's not picking anything up.
Yeah. Jeff's picking nothing up.
You send me some more creatine and I will pick that printer up.
We were talking, it was somebody in the booth was talking about like how you would do it if you had someone that wanted to retrofit the legs on there. And I just kept thinking, this just sounds horrible the whole time. Like I got to pick it up. I got to set it on something. I got to pull all the legs. You can't tip it. So you're like, man, and
you have to set it on a pallet that's higher because the heater actually, you can't just set it on the ground.
Yeah,
you need to set it on something else.
Yeah, and you can't tip it because of how the ink works on it. So it's anyways, buy it at time of purchase. It is cool. I wish they'd put them next to each other so you could have actually seen. I mean, you could see it because they were sort of next to each other, but it's quite a bit taller than.
Yeah, I think it was 11 inches, 9.5 inches.
Yeah.
9.5.
When the when the S9170 came out with that real low load, that's when I started stretching. Because you got to get deep. It's like a deep squat. Just to
15 minutes. That's how long we made it.
I like that you lowered your voice to say low load. That real low.
Did we have an over under on how long it would take him to bring up stretching? Because it was 15 minutes. That's how long it took.
It's important, guys. You want to, over time,
have you shown Tyler your new stool?
Flexibility is the new wealth.
Okay.
I thought it was just health as well. But we can include flexibility in there if you want, but I'm not saying flexibility.
I think if you ever struggle getting like a New Year's resolution really nailed down, or you feel bad when people are like, hey, what's your New Year's resolution? Andy has a new one. It's called, I want to increase my flexibility in this new year. And you sit on the floor and stretch.
How you can reach your toes. Show them.
I can.
Sit down on the floor.
This is not appropriate.
Yeah. You notice I got real quiet during that one, right? I got
we'll get B-roll of that one later, so you can look for that at the end. But
anyway, so that was we were talking about Epson.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm trying to think of just some of the big players there. HP was there. Epson, Canon had their booth. You know, at Printing United, they launched that XL, which is their. I don't think any units have shipped. I think they have orders, and I think they're starting to ship. Very soon. But that was there. There wasn't anything like new that wasn't at Printing United. Roland had a booth, and we went and saw this new Demens product.
Yeah,
which is it's really interesting. What did you think?
I mean, it's been around at the show for a couple of years now, but it was a big, bulky unit. It had a big oven in the front. They've condensed it down. It sounds like they. You guys hearing this?
Yeah.
What's that noise?
I don't know.
It must be like the perfect frequency. The mics are picking something up that's not even in this room.
It's Roland.
Yeah, it must be. They're listening in on us.
But it's cool technology. So it's a substrate that interacts with heat to puff up and create texture. And so they use jetted, what do they call it? Structure. So they jet through an ink channel something that depresses that, so it doesn't allow it to puff up. So you can have these cool textured prints for wall coverings, for artwork. Very cool. I thought it was like one of the cooler things that we walked past at the show. I think it's cool. It's like, how do you take it from that? It's come off the printer to it's now a product that someone sold and installed. And I think that's part of it. They talk about it for gallery reps, which is also really cool. It is a 4-color printer, so CMYK, and then 4 of the channels are used for S for the structure. Yep. But it's just something unique and different. Yeah. And I think they've been shipping them now for maybe around a year, but it's like a $50,000, $60,000 printer, and it's an acquisition they had made in the past and something cool.
Yeah, we saw the previous machine,
the larger one.
United. This would have been like 3 or 4 years ago, not in the before they came to Print United before Roland acquired them, and we saw it there, and I was like, oh, this is a pretty neat like wallpaper application method. But with the Roland name on it, a little bit more condensed machine. They have the right. I keep hearing noisy noises, but it was pretty cool. Roland has 2 other new machines, so the VG4 finally came out. Which is great because they were out of VG3s. So good time to come out with a new one.
What's the big difference between VG4 and VG3?
So they moved to their newer print head. So it's going to be a little more efficient, added red into the ink system. So they used to be able to hit 97% of Pantone colors. Now they can hit 99 is what they tell you. So that's a good addition. The print head is more efficient with ink. So ink cost isn't lower. Let me specify this because they would be mad at me if I told you ink cost is lower. Running cost on the machine is lower than the previous models, according to them. And then that fits in with the new XG and XP that they had before. And then they came out with a new version of their flatbed, which again mostly comes down to a new configuration of ink that's available, and the sizing is right. And it comes with the new staggered print head, which makes it faster. So that's good from Roland's side of things. It's just kind of getting everything back in the same ecosystem again. So they're all on the same print head system roughly now, instead of being they had new models and some older models, and now they're all kind of on the same level again. So it's good. Sorry to interrupt you guys, but I just want to take a minute to talk about Nakusa, the name behind R-Tape. R-Tape's the #1 application tape out there, but they are more than just tape now. Nakusa has a full range of products out there. Their new one is called NextBond. This is a UV cured adhesive. Why does that matter? It's an eco-friendly and durable option, but comparable to most of the eco-friendly options, this is a cost-effective product. So if you're looking for an eco-friendly product or a durable product or just in general a good vinyl, NextBond is going to be the one for you. This is available at Wensco.com as well as all of their other products. So check it out at Wensco or reach out if you have any questions. Oh, and don't forget to use your Nakusa bucks.
And then I guess, so that's 3 of the big players. I think the 4th would be Mamaki. I mean, they had some interesting things, both on the dye sub side and then on they have a hybrid. It's the 330, right?
Yeah. XJ. Yeah, it was like...
Is it UJH?
Oh, you might be right. It's hard to keep all the letters straight, but it's like a hybrid, 40 grand for a hybrid flatbed printer.
Nice.
Which that's a price point that's, I don't know, that's really aggressive for a OEM.
Yeah, it says we want to take out like all Chinese.
Yeah. Which honestly feels like their positioning, right, is like we want to be the entry level option is what they're usually feels like they're going after. And I mean, at that price point, you're going to get there. So
yeah, I don't know what the trade-offs are to get to a 40,000, like how many boards per hour? What's the color gamut? What's the...
Feels like they probably don't put boards per hour up there on that one at $40,000, I feel like. The only other one, the only other big player, Muto, came out with the other thing that's new, which is a UV hybrid ink system.
Okay.
So it's a water-based UV cured ink. So the ink is... They said something like 90% water. So it's 90% water. I don't know what else is in there, right? And then it's still cured with UV lamps, but it works like eco-solvent, meaning that water-based ink actually dyes into the film like eco-solvent would, except for it's 100% recycled material, flexible up to 160%, which is pretty close to eco-solvent. How that works, you'd have to ask them. They explained it to me. And I felt like I knew less after they explained to me than when they originally explained to me. Not because of how poorly they explained it, but just because it sounds like science fiction. You know, they're like, yeah, it's just water with dye in it, and you UV cure it.
I feel like you just mixed a bunch of industry terms, right? Like it's the UV latex dye sub printer. Obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like like Epson DTG, where it's like, yeah, it's aqueous. If you took aqueous based ink, you know, and then cured it with UV light, put it in an eco-solvent printer. That's what Muto's new printer is. Apparently they've had it in, I think it was South America, they said, for a few years. Seems to work pretty well. They're just bringing it to the States. I think they showed it off at FESPA. That was actually when they announced it. So it hasn't been around that long, but it sounds like they're ready to launch them. So that could be a cool addition. We'll see how people like it in the States. Sometimes South America and Europe take on to types of technology that we never even touch here, which especially is true on like the sustainability side of things. If that's their only selling point, he probably isn't going to take off real well here. But if
America, is it an outdoor durable ink set then?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it works on all the same materials. So you don't need like a special type of material. They were just printing it on like some general formulations, just basic material going through the printer. It was working well.
Okay.
The inks looked really good. It was CMYK, but they came out looking really good. They don't come out feeling textured like UV ink does. So they take on UV ink typically would change the texture or the feel of the material. It doesn't do that at all. So gloss material stays gloss, matte material stays matte. So interesting how it'll work, how people like it. I don't know, but it was a cool thing to see.
Yeah. So if you didn't make it to ISA, I mean, that's really your top 6 manufacturers. You got HP, Epson, Canon. You got Mamaki, Muto, Roland. I mean, those are the 6. That's what we saw at the show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a very general.
Did you see anything outside of the?
Yeah. So if we take printers out of it, like, did we see anything with cutters, laminators, media? I heard some people talking about Avery and media, and that they
a new 1105 or something like that.
So Avery has a new what are they calling it? I'm going to use the wrong term. They'll be mad at me for this later, but that's fine. I'll call it economy cast product. So a one in between 2105 and 1105. So between their calendared and their premium cast product, that is a cast product. They also announced a a textured film that they're producing for wood grains and marble and all that kind of stuff. It comes in all sorts of textures from smooth all the way up to feels like wood. Apparently there's a bunch of different patterns available. It sounds like it's made on demand. So I know about as much as they told you at the show because we got not a whole lot of heads up on it either.
Would that be like a Metamark product? You know, they have that architectural film.
Yep. Yeah. Metamark, I would say they announced Mia. I think they announced it at 2 previous shows, but it's supposed to become available here in the next few weeks, which is an architectural film for people familiar with 3M Dinox, you know, wood grains and marble and all that kind of stuff. So that's a cool product for sure. If you guys saw it and felt it, a lot of that feels like wood and like marble does. And it's interesting for sure. Yeah.
I went over to the Nakusa booth. I know we both know the people over at Nakusa, and they were talking about, man, I might get this wrong. Trifecta?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And they said it was going to be like windows, walls, and doors, but
floors.
Yeah, but
trifecta 3.
But they didn't want it to be windows, walls, and floors. But no one puts it on windows, so now it's walls, floors, and countertops. Don't laugh. I'm being serious.
No, it's I just love the name's trifecta, so you have to come up with a third.
Right,
if you're gonna drop one, you got to add.
We got to drop one. Where else are they putting that?
Yeah,
countertops.
That's funny. Yeah, so they came out with a what is it? A linen and
sand.
Yeah, sand texture to those films.
It's like the Abaco Beach.
Yeah.
It does feel like they're about 6 years behind on that film though. 2020 would have been prime for that product, but now it's good though. Trifecta seems to move well. It's funny they said it doesn't go on Windows. I didn't hear any of that when we went and met with them, but that was good. They launched Nextbound at their last one, which is a UV cured adhesive.
Yeah.
So different than latex and all the other options that are out there. It's supposed to be a sustainable, recyclable product, which is helpful for a lot of people. But the only other thing I saw is a big UV flatbed printer coming in from, sounds like coming in from China. They have a US distributor now. It was Platinum or whatever. It was pretty close to you guys. It's like kind of kitty corner from you. There's 40 heads in that machine.
There you go. Sounds cheap.
Sounds like a service nightmare.
Yeah, there's a lot of heads in there. The swatch, I'm not even kidding you. When it printed, they were running it in like 2-pass, I think, and it was running like 8-inch swatches across the board. They said it can do a 4x10 board in 17 seconds. He showed the video, but he didn't run it in the booth. Is that always weird to you guys? Just me? No, I don't know. They said they've been
trust
selling
us,
a lot.
bro.
Yeah,
trust us, bro.
He showed me the video though. So it looked real. I mean, I couldn't tell if it was sped up. There was people in the background though, so it made it feel more real, you know? But that was interesting. They had another machine that looks just like a Durst. So how they're pulling that off you literally could have just picked it up and put it in their booth and nobody would have known the difference except for it had a different logo on it. But it looked like it was running good. They actually ran it during the show. I always laugh when it's sitting in there and no one's running it. And you're like, they must be having issues with this thing. But that was the other thing I saw that was interesting. I didn't see anything crazy on like the LED signage side of thing. Usually there's just like all the crazy stuff. There was like nothing there, which was interesting. I don't know if that's like tariffs getting a hold of all those, but
you saw LC sign guy walking around.
Yeah. I think I saw LC sign guy walking around.
Yeah.
And then someone said, "Oh, who's that guy?" And I was like, "Well, let me just show you something."
Yeah.
Sign this first.
But I had to have him sign a waiver before I showed him what I was going to show him.
Yeah, you can't show him at work. Yeah. Everyone's like, "Man, you guys should make videos like that." I'm like, "What? What is going on here?"
Something's going on out there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, his videos are pretty funny. Yeah, I had that bag because my dad was in China and got a bag from LC Signs when he was there, and now it's like a collectible. I probably could sell it on eBay. So yeah, his videos are pretty good. Yeah, he was there, but even he didn't have anything crazy to show. He just had regular LED stuff. So
I felt like I saw a booth that had the Abominable Snowman in it, like
the massage booth.
No, I did see a massage booth. I do have pricing on the massage chairs. They have hand massagers, foot massagers.
Was it a good deal?
You said there was a mouth massager.
That was a separate offering.
I might not have been at the show. Sorry.
I have a picture you can use for the cover of this podcast, but it was a massager for your hand, but it looks like a mouth, and you stick your hand in what looks like a mouth, and it massages your hand.
Pretty creepy.
And they were selling it along with the
Massage chair?
the massage chairs.
How much was
those
the
are
chair?
expensive.
What was your price?
Well, you didn't get the right price because you need to go at now to get the best price.
I need to go back, but I mean they are over
your best
$10,000 for those chairs.
Yeah. They're like $4 by the time the show ends, though. They really come down.
But like GFP, it is free shipping if you buy it. So
They'll wheel it to your booth.
So is that what they mean by free shipping? They will literally. Is your car in the parking lot? We might be able to get it that far. So
I got a text about that deal, and let me tell you, you're not going to be happy. Just if you can prepare yourself now, you are not.
he tells
going
you now because you can't do anything around here. So
yeah, Will is the king of asking for forgiveness.
Yeah, no,
But he doesn't actually truly ask for forgiveness.
he
That's
doesn't
the
mean
thing.
it.
No, not at all.
He doesn't ask for
says it.
permission, and he doesn't ask for
Yeah,
forgiveness.
it's like when you have to apologize and mean it. Like that's what you tell your kids.
Yeah.
He only does one of those two. He apologizes. He definitely does not mean it.
I'm poised for success.
Yeah,
poised.
poised.
Good.
Oh, you did it. Good job.
Good job.
I also noticed a lot of the shows, like those, they set up this. It's like a drinking extravaganza. Like every booth has these happy hours, and you get to the show on a Thursday. And I didn't feel like this show felt like that. There was like a couple here and there scattered, but like we've been at previous shows, it's like, how's
don't you
anyone
feel
going to
like-
make a decision
don't
if you're
you
getting them all drunk?
Don't you feel like they usually stagger them though? Like I feel like the happy hours are usually more staggered, where it's like, especially towards the last day, right, where it'll be like, oh, we have one from noon to 1, we have one from 1 to 2, and it like goes through the show. And I don't know if ISA does that or if like the vendors are just like picking it up, but literally, yesterday it was literally like, hey, would you like to go to happy hour? Ours is at 4. And be like, okay, that's great, because you're the 5th person that's told me that today. So
You're just carrying all your drinks back to the booth.
yeah, it was also funny that I didn't feel like there was anybody like policing who was coming in. You know, the competitors were coming in, and like the guys handing out drinks so fast you couldn't even stop him if you wanted. He's just next. So yeah, it did feel kind of weird. Did you guys try any of the food? Was any of the food good?
Dude, it was a
At the show.
Jamaican meat pocket.
Oh yeah. Well,
I wanna hear-
This
I
is
saw
going to
this.
be no surprise. I successfully abstained from eating any food at the trade show.
Good job. Me too. Yeah.
Me too.
But that's
about you,
why we
Will?
brought Will in, because he
is the
definitely
resident
did
expert.
not.
I tried it all.
Yeah.
Tried it all multiple times.
It didn't go well day one, and he just kept going back anyways. Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like yesterday.
You got to talk in your mic.
Sorry, yesterday we had that pizza, right? And there was a Papa John's, which Papa John's is Papa John's. And then all of a sudden, Memo brought this like off-brand brown box over to the booth. I opened it up. I mean, just dumb, thick dough. This pizza had to be this thick, this big around. I mean, it was amazing.
It's 50% off.
Yeah, I don't know where he got it from.
It was only
brand. There was
$30.
nothing on the box, just a brown box.
Yeah.
And then, today we had a Jamaican like meat pocket thing. I think it's going to be a good going down, bad coming out concept.
For sure. Yeah.
But, you know
I mean,
what?
that's trade show food.
I like to roll the dice, right? You have to risk it for the biscuit.
So that was bad enough though, but I was told that they had a poke bowl one.
Trade
And
show
one of the
sushi that's the ultimate roll of the dice.
Raw fish.
Oh my
But you're
gosh.
on the coast though, right? You're not in like Missouri. You're in Florida. It's like
I mean, I could be in the ocean. I still wouldn't have trade show sushi. I don't care what it is.
Next to it, they had crepes.
Oh,
I didn't have those.
together?
They're making
Sushi crepes?
crepes in the middle of the trade show.
The poke
floor.
bowl was decent. It was okay.
You had it?
Yeah,
Terrifying.
dude. I'm never in the booth. I'm snacking.
All of the things I would avoid eating, that's got to be on the top of the list.
I feel like that was okay.
You know how people buy pants and they're like, hey, I'm going to lose weight so I can fit into these? Will buys pants 2 sizes too big. And he's like, all right, I'm going to try and fill these out as fast as I can.
And he does New Year's resolution is I want to be more flexible. He's like, you know what? I'm in 32s. I'm hoping to be in 38s by the end of the
He's
year.
not 32s.
I don't know if I can actually get any less flexible. That's why.
Will's like, you got any 44 30s here? I'm really working on something special.
How many times I've
Get
dropped my
wider than
wallet?
long.
I drop my wallet. I just leave it. I'm like, I'll get a new one.
What is the acceptable ratio between length and width? Because I feel like once you get above that certain threshold, it becomes a problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think 29 32 sounds great. But
Yeah. But I also think a 40-30 is like right there. You know what I mean? It's not bad.
yeah.
Just as long as you don't get to the 5s, because it gets real expensive
Oh, yeah.
There's someone listening that's in 40-30s that's insulted. I'm not saying that it's bad. What I'm saying is for your goal to be to get up to 40-30, that's where the problem becomes.
Yeah.
You got to grow your legs
I
longer.
feel like everyone's looked at me. You were like,
when Will's feeling snatched, he's getting himself into a pair of 38s.
well, one, I always feel
really
snatched,
good.
right? It's a confidence thing. It's a vibe that I give off.
I saw someone hitting on you when we were just when I was at the booth. Remember we were talking about it.
No one's hitting on Jeff. He's buying mouth massagers.
It's a hand massager.
Sure. Someone's lonely.
Tyler,
So anyways.
get control of this.
Anyways, was there anything else you guys saw at the show? Any other feedback? Anything cool, exciting, not cool, boring? Anything you wish they would change?
Something I noticed was the first time the sun came out the entire week was today.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that, I mean, people are already coming to the show because the weather is what the weather is,
Yeah.
but I just wonder how that plays into it, like the dynamic. It felt like it was always misting no matter when you were walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys didn't try to walk anywhere this week?
We ran into some sprinklers late last night
We did.
after dinner.
Like you ran into sprinklers or you walked in and it started downpouring on you?
No, we walked in the
actual
actual sprinklers, but Jeff was ahead of us, so he would reach down and try to bend the sprinkler back.
Spin them.
This doesn't sound accurate. Yeah. I don't there's no proof that this happened. Yeah.
No, we had a couple of good meals. We love going to Rocco's Tacos. It's like a fun vibe for
Yeah, you told me this last
for
time.
tacos. And then every
It's a
time we
great place.
come, we try to go to this place called Cafe Tutu Tango, which is a funky little place with it's tapas style.
Okay.
TAPAS.
TAPAS. We've had people where you're like, hey, we're going to the tapas restaurant. They're like, absolutely, I am in. And I'm like, why are you so excited about tapas? And they're like, tapas? What's tapas? I'm like, what did you think I was saying?
Yeah.
Topless.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
what
I was a
thought
little
you
bummed
said.
out last night.
In 2026, G2G and Wensco will launch 2 new products into the market. The one is the United Stick, which is a high efficiency, affordable, and reliable product for your sign and lighting projects. The second is LumaLink, which has a power pin design that's made to be cut and done anywhere in the field or in your shop. This is for small channel letters or any large projects. Check them out at Wensco.com. This episode is brought to you by Arlon Graphics, trusted for innovative high-performance cast vinyls. Check out their newest product, DPF V9500, a non-PVC polyurethane wall film built to tackle ultra-textured surfaces like a pro. More exciting new products to come soon from Arlon. Check them all out at Wensco.com.
So we did that. We actually had one of our team members had a birthday, and we did a virtual reality as a group, and we played Squid Game.
Yeah, who won?
It was multiple games, so
So it's
Will-
like groups
Will
of
won.
6, and you go in and play these games, and Will
all-
won his.
I
Did you
did
just
win.
say you all won?
No, I won.
Will won.
Oh, I thought you said you all won.
The
I was
guy
gonna
that
start
can't
judging
touch
you
his
guys.
toes won the games that dealt with agility. So
You didn't
just
play us. You were in a different group.
Yeah.
fair.
Was it A, B, and B team, or how'd you guys split it up then?
I think it was just
Oh, yeah.
random. It was random. But I did play on a team, against Andy.
I beat you.
Andy got second.
Was it because he
And
could
I got
touch his
third.
toes, or
No,
or
it was
was
because
it?
Andy did full contact Squid Games. He was just shoving Jeff the entire time, picking him up.
It is it's a pretty wild,
Whatever it takes to
wild
win.
thing. So I would say give it a try if you haven't tried it. But those were a couple of the restaurants, a couple of things we did.
Yeah,
We
did,
talked about the weather. You went to what? Charlie's?
went to Charlie's twice. How that happened, I still don't know because I don't plan any of the dinners. And then Mia's. Have you guys been to Mia's?
Definitely.
too.
Been there. It's right next to that crazy crab.
Yeah, with the big old lobster on the sign,
the
or crab
lobsters
or
all
whatever on
over.
the sign. Yeah. No, that place is really good too. If you go with a group and you do the family style dinner thing, I think that's a pretty cool thing to get to experience a bunch of different foods. Because usually I feel like you go to the restaurant one time and it's like, I don't know, my experience was one thing on the menu here, so I guess it's
Yeah.
good. But no, that was really good, and those are the 2 places we went. And both of them are very good. I would go to Charlie's all 3 times if I could.
Yeah.
Actually, after I had steak 2 days in a row, the third time would have been too many. I don't know what I would have done.
You got to go to Whitefish then.
Yeah,
Whitefish.
Yeah, I need a different steak somewhere else. That's what I need to do. Is there another steak restaurant I can go to tonight? No, I'm just kidding. But other than that, it was pretty good. Walking the show was good. The wraps experience thing in the back was bigger, which hopefully drew a big crowd. It felt slower than it probably should have been, but hopefully they got some value out of it. But yeah, that was it. Anything else you guys saw and want to add?
We saw Mike walk in the show.
You did?
It's good to see him.
Yeah. Did anyone make any comments about your hair at the show?
Well, did anyone?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah. I think, I don't know how public all of this is. You know,
He's
it's all
leading you, so
public.
you just
I
follow.
was setting you up.
I would say I met Mike's new lady friend,
Yeah.
and
What was the first thing she said to you?
that I have great hair. And she's a hairstylist, and Mike was not happy.
Yeah.
So I took her to dinner.
Have you seen my mouth massager?
We got some tuna poke bowls at the convention center.
That's really nice of you.
And,
So you're really high class.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was good. They all left early. They left me here. And then Jeff just texted me a room number and I had to show up here. So that's how this whole thing went down. And now we're here. So anyways, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. Unless you guys had anything else to add. Appreciate you guys coming and doing this ISA recap. It's always fun to get to hang out with you guys. If you want to buy equipment, you can get it at Wensco Sign Supply. But yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
You're good to compete with, so I got no complaints on this side. Am I supposed to put a disclaimer in, like you guys have to do it at NASD, whatever? Like there's no what's the word?
No, we don't ever come across you guys or compete with you guys. I think people make their decision on their own and choose us every
Sounds
time.
fine.
So it's no big deal.
I wouldn't call
I
it
just-
competition.
Yeah.
I just saw my first ever IT supplies quote like 4 weeks ago. So
Who was the sales rep?
I'm not telling you because we got the deal.
Was it under? Did it break MRP?
No,
All right.
no. It wasn't an
Friendly-
it wasn't
friendly,
okay. It wasn't an MRP product, so it wasn't even. It was like $8,000 when it was all said and done. So
Yeah.
you guys didn't miss out on a lot, but yeah. So appreciate you guys. Did you say where you guys are? Where you're based out of?
We're all over.
Yeah.
Nationwide. We don't put ourselves in a corner like some people, corner of the country, but no. ITsupplies.com. We ship nationwide. We are based out of Chicago.
There we go. You guys sell some
We
stuff.
do appreciate you having us on. And
Yeah. We always have a fun time. So I
Always
appreciate
fun.
you guys. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. The 7 of you watched to the end. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next episode. So goodbye.